Well, hello everyone. Today I'm going to do a video about these puck system rails. So basically what that means is these rails mount to my existing puck system that I bought with my truck, and these go into the puck and they create a standard set of rails in the back of your truck to use with fifth wheel hitches and so forth. This is a Curt 16027. I bought these because, not to brag, but I have a 2020 Chevrolet 2500 HD High Country Deluxe. So what that means is the deluxe portion of the High Country, and I think this still is true, it comes with the sunroof and it comes with the fifth wheel prep, gooseneck prep package, which is this puck system in the back of the truck. As you can see, I took the caps off already, so this has where you can put your gooseneck ball in the middle, and then those are your 4 puck holders where you can mount rails, or it comes with the little chain holders for your safety chains with a gooseneck and so forth. So I didn't want to go and install a set of permanent rails in the bed of this truck when I already had the puck system, so I decided to just get this kit, which puts 25,000 pound rails in the back of my truck, but it uses the puck so I can take them in and out as I need them. So let's go ahead and open this box and see what's inside. So I've got the pieces out of the box, and I do have to say this is no lightweight piece of equipment. These are 25,000 pound rated rails with a 6,250 pound vertical load. These are significant sized rails. These are very heavy duty rail bars here, and these adapters are very heavy duty. Those are the handles to lock these pucks into place. The manual and the screws and bolts and nuts and everything to get this thing put together, it's all right here. The install manual for this is actually only 2 pages, front and back. It's actually pretty simple to install. You're just basically putting some bolts in there, tightening them down. We're gonna go ahead and put this thing together and let you see what it looks like in the truck. So one thing I liked about this specific rail system is that it works for the pucks and it works for Chevy, for the 2020 Chevy and above, but it also works for many Ford models. So if I needed to resell this for whatever reason, if I wasn't gonna have the fifth wheel or whatever, this rail system will at least be compatible with multiple vehicles, popular vehicles on the road. So it gives it a better resale value to have the ability to work for different trucks. All right, so if you can see here, step 1 is to really get the puck system set up first. So you have to put in this like T-bolt, the spacer, and then you can put in the handle, washer, and then this castle nut, and then that is the cotter key to go in there to hold it all together. So I've started that here. I got the T-bolt down below. Here's the spacers, and as you can see, I have those all in there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put on the handles, put on the rest of the washers and the nut with the cotter key, and then basically we'll have these puck part of the rails set up. So one thing I wanted to note here, when you're putting these spacers in here for the puck system, they're actually 2 different heights. This one's one side's longer, one side's shorter. Well, the shorter end is there just to be thick enough for the metal, and you need the longer side sticking out the bottom. So these do go in a specific direction. The long side needs to be pointing down, and the thin side needs to go into the metal housing, so that way you can bolt it in. All right, so as you can see, I've got those latches on there with the bolts, and I haven't tightened the cotter key on them yet, mainly because I want to make sure that they're gonna tighten up well and not wiggle. But yeah, so I sat these in the pucks. This is the configuration for the GM vehicle, and which I have. The Fords apparently on this one have their pucks closer to those wheel wells there. Basically the next step says put them into the pucks and make sure that you can get them in there and close them and that they hold well, and then we're going to install the rails on them. So I'm going to go ahead and shut these levers to make sure they're locking in. So now you can see that those levers are pushed in. Now I'm going to put the rails in. So now I've got the rails laid down in there, and as you can see, I've started putting the carriage bolts in. They are not all going in super easy, so I'm going to get a small hammer and tap them in. Try not to destroy the threads. And I'm assuming that's just because when this is all nice and bolted down that it's going to be very, very snug. So now I've got those carriage bolts in there. I did have to get a hammer and tap those in. You just be careful when you're doing that not to tear up your threads too much. Anytime you have to tap in some threads on a bolt against a metal, you're going to booger up those threads a little bit, but you really want to do the least amount of damage to those threads as possible. So I was able to get these in there and still make it where the nuts will hand screw on at least a little bit, and then I'm going to impact those things on. They say 110 pounds I think is the torque rating they want you to put on it. So I'm going to go ahead. Some of these didn't, you know, go in perfectly straight when I was tapping them in, so I'm going to get a pair of channel locks and twist that head a little bit so that way it's seated properly. So you got to make sure all your carriage bolts are always seated properly. So like these, I'm going to have to, like those are seated well, but this one I'm going to have to turn also. So I got all those twisted straight with the channel locks and torqued down, but that's what they look like installed. I'm going to go ahead and open up the pucks, or the levers for the pucks, and make sure they're not too tight, too loose. And I think that's it, but that's what they look like. All right, if this video helped you out there, please give it a thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. It's the red button that says subscribe right below this video. It's absolutely free, costs you nothing to subscribe. All right, until the next video, y'all take care. Thank you.